January is National Human Trafficking Prevention Month. I'm joined by Neela Mukherjee Lockel, head of a nonprofit network that works with vulnerable communities and victims of sex trafficking. So I guess the first question to ask you is this: how big a problem is sex trafficking in the metropolitan New York area?
I would say it is a substantial problem. Our work in this space focuses on Long Island and Nassau and Suffolk counties. This is a nationwide issue, but shockingly, Long Island ranks about 13th in the country.
What?
For rates of human trafficking.
Why?
And Long Island is about 3rd in the state. We rank 3rd in the state for this issue.
But why?
There's a lot of different reasons. Long Island, because of the different sort of transportation routes. But I also have to say that it is an issue that is increasing in prevalence across suburbia. I think we've often thought about it as an urban issue, but really what's happening now, because of the internet and because of technology and because of our use of social media, the access to potential victims is much greater. And so our work focuses on minor victims of human trafficking, so younger people. And what we're finding is that younger people are, as it is, they're in a stage of development, and so they are more susceptible. But the access to them has increased via social media and various different gaming platforms where they're communicating with other people.
Well, you know, we often think of sex trafficking as either some gang is going to, you know, abduct you. It's like stranger abduction. Or like people groom you. We don't really think of social media as the way that people get lured into sex trafficking. Has that changed because of social media, or is it still, are people still being abducted and, you know, imprisoned into sexual trafficking?
I would say that we often sensationalize cases where people are being abducted and things like that, and those things can certainly happen, but the thing that is happening in a more insidious type of way and is far more common is that young people are being groomed online by people that they're meeting.
Are there people they know or strangers?
So sometimes there's strangers who become people that they know, right? So somebody might be online, somebody might start chatting with them, they develop a relationship online over a period of time, whether that's weeks or months, and at some point they can meet, and at some point the victim or the young person's reliance or dependence on this person has grown to the place where they think that this person is the one who understands them, who can save them. So when things are difficult at home or when things are difficult at school.
My mother doesn't understand me.
My mother doesn't understand me, but I understand you. How about we go to Starbucks and I'll grab you a drink and we'll talk.
But how do they develop the trust?
You know, it is constant validation of whatever the young person is saying. Sometimes it's buying them things. It's really trying to develop the relationship with them to say, I'm your boyfriend, right? They might develop that sort of a relationship, and then it can turn into, and what we've seen it turn into is, if you love me, you will do this. And again, by this point, the young person is dependent on them. And of course, not always, but often, drugs and substances become a part of the equation as well.
Are you saying that they use drugs and substances to control them?
Absolutely. Not always, like I said, but I would say it's certainly a very common issue as well.
So how does the sex trafficker pick a victim, pick a person that they want to develop as somebody they could use in sex trafficking?
Well, I think that there's a wide range of ways that it happens, right? One is it can be somebody is casting a wide net, reaching out, seeing who responds, who engages with them, right? So if you're teen, and to be fair, this happens to males and to females, they might reach out, and if they say, hey, how's it going? And then the young person responds back, they have a potential prospect.
If you're caught up in a sex trafficking situation, how does this young, vulnerable person get out of it?
Ideally, what happens is people are aware, people are seeing signs, people are calling it out, people are bringing attention to it. One of the things that we spend a lot of time doing, in addition to providing services and mentoring, is also providing community education. So it's teaching hotels, teaching restaurants, teaching people in transportation signs and red flags to look for.
So if you see a younger person walking in with an older person, it's a warning sign.
Yeah, there's different things to look for, right? Is somebody saying, leave your phone here when you go to the bathroom, right? Those kinds of things. If somebody in a hotel situation, if they're seeing a lot of traffic in and out of a room, right? If they're seeing a young person in the room, they're being asked to change the sheets frequently. So there's a lot of different things that various different people in different sort of situations or settings can be looking for.
How does that young person get help to get out of this situation?
Well, there's a variety of different ways, right? So if their parents or their schools or their caregivers or their guardians can do some outreach, get some help. Our program is called the Safe Harbor Program, and this is based on a law that was enacted in 2008, which basically protects young people who are in this situation from being charged as a criminal and being seen as a victim so that they can have access to services. And so we get referrals for young people all the time, and sometimes they come in for services, and sometimes we have to just continue to try to do the outreach and stay consistent and work with them until they build enough trust with us to be able to bring them in.
So is it a question of educating their parents as well?
Absolutely. Our community education reaches out to schools, community groups, businesses, all different kinds of settings, and it is about teaching awareness to you based on wherever you're at, wherever you may be interacting young people.
And looking for the signs.
Looking for the signs.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it right there for now, but we will be right back.